Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you for being patient while we had our little hiatus. Life sometimes does get in the way, but we are back and we are recording weekly now. Today I've got what do I have for you? I'd say it's probably a bit of a power flow, but maybe a softer energy. It's a 30-minute flow. I like to do this one in the morning to wake up. It's a really nice way to feel into a little bit more stretching and mobility, but to also get a bit of movement to energize yourself for the day. So in saying that, we're going to start in a seated position. So anything that's comfortable. If sitting on your heels isn't comfortable, come down, cross your legs. You can have your legs out in front. You can lean against a wall. Whatever works for you. Rest your hands somewhere comfortably, whether it's in your lap or on your knees. You can bring your gaze down to the floor, or you can gently close the eyes down if you feel comfortable. And just take a minute here. Take any little tiny adjustments that you need. Get your sit bones really grounding on whatever surface is underneath you. And then can we drop into stillness? Perhaps you tune into some of the natural sounds that could be around you. Seeing if you can notice any of the little subtle sounds. If there's nothing natural, then any of the subtle noises just in your surrounding area. And slowly start to notice a bit more the sensation of the air on your skin and what temperature you're feeling at the moment, whether hot or cold. Perhaps you're cozy and perfect. And from the stillness, start to just allow the breath to move through the body, nothing else. Breathing in evenly through the nose and exhaling back through the nose. In yoga, we like to bring a slight constriction through the back of the throat as we exhale only. Sounds a little bit like an oceanic sound. Try and imagine you're fogging up a glass mirror, but your mouth is closed. And this allows us to control our exhale to really slow it down and even it out. Taking a full inhale in for the count of 4, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale for the count of 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. Continue on this breath pattern. If 4 and 6 don't work for you, then any other number that has the same ratio works. See if you can have a really long exhale in comparison to your inhale. And maybe you challenge yourself this morning. Maybe that number becomes 5 and 7. Maybe it becomes 6 and 8. And just give yourself a few minutes here to focus on counting, breathing, and sitting still. See if you can feel your whole chest and stomach moving as you breathe, really incorporating your belly on your inhale and exhale. Let's take about another 2 rounds of breath here. Whenever your rounds of breath are done, there's no rush. Finishing up. Slowly blink the eyes open. Let's give the shoulders a little bit of a roll. Forwards and backwards, just to bring a bit of heat. And then we're slowly going to swivel our way, make our way all the way down onto the mat to start off with. Hug your knees in towards your chest, and then you're going to let your left leg press down on the earth. So your sole of the foot is pressing onto the mat, and then you're going to lift the right leg towards the sky. So a bit of a supine hamstring stretch. You can start by just using your muscles and your belly to activate a little bit. Bring the toes towards your face. Sole of the foot presses up towards the ceiling, and then you can choose to grab onto the back of your thigh, the back of your knee, or perhaps the back of your calf. Maybe your ankle. If you really like, you can grab onto your big toe if you like. That Ashtanga style of a stretch. Stay here, or if it feels okay, you can start to extend that left leg out long, but keep pressing your left leg to the front of the room and your right leg up towards the ceiling. So you've got that nice L, well, we're working towards a bit of an L shape with our legs. And if you need, you can bend that right leg a little bit so you don't have such an intense stretch. Or you can just release that grip away from the body a little bit. So working with where your body is at today, reminding yourself that you may not be warmed up, so we don't have to be in a full stretch here just yet. Just a little something to wake up the body, a little bit of stimulation of that back hamstring. And let's take a full breath in. As we exhale, can you bring the toes a little bit closer towards your face? And then either keeping that leg extended or choosing to bend the right leg, you're going to send that foot all the way across to the left-hand side, shuffle your left hip under you as you come across, and then see if that foot can touch down. Again, leg is extended or that right leg is bent to be a little bit kinder to the body. Reach your right arm out to the side and your gaze can follow your right arm. So we're in a bit of a twist. And breathe into your side ribs here. Take a full breath in. Feel your shoulder blades get nice and heavy as you exhale. On your next inhale, hug your belly in, lift from your core, from your lower belly button, because apparently we have two, just the one belly button, lift from there, lift the leg back to center. And then slowly release down. Sole of the right foot presses down, lift the left leg up towards the sky, grab onto any part of your leg or foot that is comfortable for your body. With each exhale, perhaps your body will allow you to flex a little bit more, come into that hamstring, wake it up a little bit. If you feel okay here, then perhaps you want to extend that right leg. If you extend it and it doesn't feel good, just put it back where it came from. And right now, my yoga practice is sort of all about meeting my body where it's at on the day. Just because I did something fantastic one week doesn't mean I have to do it again every practice. Some days my body is a bit tighter than the other days. And that's okay. And then once we're ready, have one last exhale as we squeeze those toes towards your face, bring your whole leg towards your chest. And then we simply let that left foot come across, shuffle your right hip back underneath you. At this point you can bend your leg or you can have your leg extended for more sensation. You might feel a few creaks and cracks here. And your gaze comes out to your left hand. And let's just take 2 rounds of breath here. See if you can really lean into this. Just soften in, allow the hips to get heavy, the knees to get heavy, shoulder blades. It's like you're melting into the mat. On your next inhale, leg is bent or leg is straight, reaching back up towards the sky, engage the core and release the legs down. Hug the knees towards your chest, one simple rock up to seated. And we're going to make our way all the way onto the hands and knees. Fingers spread nice and wide, hands are shoulder width distance. Let's take a few rounds of a cat-cow. Inhale, drop your belly, broaden through your collarbones. Tilt the sit bones to the sky. Exhale, tuck the chin to your chest, round through your upper back. One more time like this. Inhale. And exhale. Now that we've warmed up our hamstrings, walk your hands a little bit further in front. Let's come straight into downward facing dog. And again, be kind. Bend your knees if you need. Feel a lot of space from your fingertips all the way to your shoulder tips. And allow that space to translate all the way down your spine. Tilt those sit bones towards the sky. You'll feel your belly press towards the legs, towards the thighs. And then from there you can pedal the feet out one at a time. Really keep your fingers spread nice and firm, holding you in this nice juicy down dog. And then reach your right leg up towards the sky. Take a full inhale in. As you exhale, hug your knee towards your chest. Shoulders come over the wrists. Inhale back to a three-legged dog. As you exhale, tap your right foot down. Come all the way down with control, lower onto your knees. As we come back to our tabletop position. From here, reach your left arm to the sky. Inhale up, gaze follows the fingertips. As we exhale, thread the hand all the way through, shoulder comes towards the earth, head comes down too, doesn't matter if it doesn't make it all the way down. Keep the hips high and press your right hand firmly into the mat. Take a full breath in, twist your body towards the side wall. And as we inhale, take another full sweep up towards the sky. As exhale, tuck the toes, send it back all the way, lift that right leg, three-legged dog. And exhale, tap the foot down. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, tiger curl, knee towards the chest, shoulders come over the wrists. Back the way we came, three-legged dog, inhale. Exhale, tap the left foot down, come all the way over the shoulders and drop the knees down lightly. Inhale, reach the right arm up this time, gaze follows. Exhale, thread it through. Keep your hips nice and high as you find your upper body in a twist. On your next inhale, press into the left hand, reach the right hand up, gaze follows. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the left leg all the way to the sky, and exhale, tap it back down. One more time, inhale, three-legged dog, right leg lifts. Exhale, tiger curl, knee to chest. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, come all the way over the shoulders, right onto your tiptoes, lower the knees. Inhale, twist right arm up. Exhale, thread it through. Inhale, reach back up. And exhale, coming all the way. Oh my gosh, I dropped my mic. Here we go. Sorry, coming all the way back up. Right leg lifts to the sky. And tap it back down. Last round, inhale, three-legged dog, left leg. Exhale, tiger curl. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, come forward, 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 over those tippy toes, lower the knees down. Inhale, right arm to the sky. Exhale, twist and thread. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, hand back down to the mat, tuck the toes, lift the knee, left leg reaches, inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, tap it back down. Hold here in your down dog for one round of breath. Exhale, we start to walk all the way up to the front of the mat. From here, feet come to hip width distance, or if you like to practice a bit more traditionally, your feet are toes together and your heels are slightly apart. Wherever you are, bend your knees, fold down, come to ragdoll. Feel your belly fold over your thighs, feel your upper body get really heavy. Give your head and neck, shoulders a bit of a shake. Notice if you're carrying any tension anywhere. Slowly release your hands down towards the mat. Inhale to a halfway lift. Press hands on shins or hands on the floor. Backs of the knees press towards the back of the room. Hug the belly in. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, roll the spine, slight bend of the knees here as we ripple all the way up. Reach the hands up and overhead. And exhale, draw your hands to heart center. Press into your feet, lift the arches of your feet. Take a full inhale in, reach up. And exhale, we fold, hinging at the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it down. And do this again, slight bend of the knees. Inhale, roll all the way up to standing. Hands overhead, inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale, fold, hinging at the hips. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, you're going to step the left foot back behind you, tap it down. Drop your back knee down. Inhale, slowly climb up onto your thigh or reach your hands up and overhead. Press into your right foot to keep that right hip active. Take a full breath in, lengthen. And then as we exhale, bring your hands back down to the mat. You can tiptoe those fingertips for support as we come into half Hanumanasana, half splits. Notice if that right leg needs to be a little bit more bent, then it can be. It doesn't fully have to be straight. And then as you take an inhale, lead with your chest, fold over that leg. Flex the toes gently up towards the ceiling and fold your head down. On your next inhale, slowly start to come forward again. Press into that right foot. Lift up from your core. Hands come overhead and exhale, hands to the mat. Step it back. Let's come to high plank. Option to be on the knees or off the knees. Come forward over your fingertips. Hug your elbows into center. Elbows brush past the ribs as we lower halfway. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down. Tops of the feet press. Hands are nice and light. As we inhale, just lift your chest. Gaze comes to the front of the mat. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. As we exhale, tuck the toes, send it back. High plank, down dog. Take a full breath in. As we exhale, we're going to step or float to the front of the mat as lightly as possible. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll all the way up, reach the hands up and overhead, come to Urdhva Hastasana, tall mountain. Exhale, we fold, hinging at the hips. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, step the right foot back, low lunge, drop your back knee. Inhale, pressing the hands on the thighs or hands up and overhead. And as we exhale, we fold over that front leg. You can do this hands free if you want to challenge your balance, or you can use your hands as support on the mat. It doesn't matter the status of how straight that left leg is. Just get a nice sensation of stretch through the back of the leg, and we fold, leading with the chest. Once you find that range of motion, soften the head and neck down. On your next inhale, slowly come forward, stay on your knee. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, hands to the mat, step it back, high plank. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, we lower this time 90 degrees with the elbows halfway down. Hold, squeeze, all the way down for baby cobra, or straighten the arms. Press the heart forward and lift the thighs off the mat. Push, push, push your heart. And tuck the toes, send it all the way back to your downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. As we exhale, step or float to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll all the way up to standing, hands overhead. Exhale, fold, hinging at the hips. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, step the left foot back. Keep your back knee lifted this time. Active low lunge. Inhale, squeeze those thighs together. Either move through your hands onto your thighs or sweep them all the way up and overhead for your crescent lunge. Square the hips.
Sink into that right leg, but keep your back leg really active. Back heel is now stacked, pulling forward over the toes, reaching up. And then this time I'm going to straighten that front leg, bring your hands to heart center, and then keep your hips nice and steady, stable as we fold from the hips coming over that front leg. Be mindful if you've locked that knee out, bring a slight bend in your front knee so you can fold over. A bit of core here, or you can grab onto some blocks or reach down for the mat. Fingertips are always welcome. Folding down. Take a full breath in. Keep that back foot nice and active. Don't let it get lazy. Inhale, bend back through the right leg. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, hands to the mat. Step it back. High plank. On the knees or off the knees, exhale, lower. Halfway up dog, all the way for baby cobra. Back bend of choice, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last round here, take a full breath in. As we exhale, step or float, front of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, all the way up, hands overhead, inhale. Exhale, fold, hinging at the hips. Halfway lift, hug the belly in. Exhale, step the right foot back this time. Back knee stays lifted. Squeeze the thighs to center. Plant the feet firmly in the earth. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. Slight bend of the back knee just to straighten up that spine a little bit. Pull your fingertips up towards the sky. Grow tall from the hips. As we exhale, keeping that back heel nice and stacked. A bit of balance here. Lead from the hips. Forward, forward, forward. We come fold. Check in with that front knee. Make sure it's got a slight bend. And we come all the way down. Keep pressing the back inner thigh up towards the sky. Back heel is stacked on top of your back toes. On your inhale, bend through that left leg again. Reach up, rise up. And exhale, hands to the mat. Step it back. Move into a little vinyasa. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take a full breath in and a full breath out. See if you can sink your heels a little bit further towards the earth. Press those fingertips into the mat, knuckles into the mat. As you take an inhale, lift your right leg up towards the sky. Take a full breath in, lift with your heel a little bit higher. Exhale, draw your knee towards your chest. Squeeze it in, tiger curl. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, tiger curl, knee to chest. Plant the foot between your hands. As we take an inhale, squeeze those thighs together, rise up, crescent lunge. 2 more rounds of breath here. As we find a bit of softness in such a strong pose. Your back inner thigh presses up to the sky as you sink a little bit deeper in that front foot. Reach your hands up, pinkies turn in towards one another. Lengthen your fingertips, take another full inhale in. And exhale, let's open it out, warrior 2. Front toe points forward, back toe is in line with the back of the mat. My heels draw together without actually moving my feet. And your gaze is just past the front middle finger. See if you can come in nice and deep in that front leg. You should be able to look down and see your front big toe. Take a full inhale in. Full exhale, lower. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Reach your hands up and overhead, 3-point pose. Exhale, really softly lower the arms down, warrior 2. Inhale, 3-point pose. Exhale, warrior 2. Last time, inhale, 3-point pose. Exhale, warrior 2. Take a full breath in. And I'm going to straighten that front leg, pivot my back toes to the back left corner of the mat, and sink down into skandasana. So I'm coming to the back of my mat, And you're going to sink down for a nice active high skandasana. This builds a lot of strength in your inner thigh. Or if you want to come all the way down, stretching through that hip joint, your inner groin, sink down. Your heel can lift off the mat if it wants to do that. Press the hands to heart center, or you can use the hands on the floor as a bit of a guide. Keep the right toe flexed up towards the sky. And you can choose to open up your right arm towards the ceiling. Left arm trails out to the left corner of the mat. Take a full breath in, lengthen, lift your chest. And as you exhale, we're going to pivot all the way to the back of your mat now. So straightening out that back leg. So we're on our left leg now, facing the back of your mat. Inhale for a little halfway lift. My back heel still lifted, so modified pyramid. Exhale, we fold down. So we can hold here for a few minutes. It's a little bit of a balance sometimes. The trick is to keep that back leg really active, pressing up towards the ceiling. Noticing if your hips fallen a bit open, pull your right hip down towards the earth and hug the left hip back into that hip joint, into that hip socket. We'll see if you can relax your upper back. Let all your work be done in the lower legs, the lower half of the body. Take another full breath in and soften a little deeper. Slight bend of the right knee this time. Rise up, crescent lunge to the back of the mat. And then exhale, bring your hands down towards the earth. This is the tricky part. Press your palms firmly into the earth. See if you can lift that left leg all the way up to three-legged dog without scuffing the mat. It can be harder than it sounds. Lift, lift, lift. Option to come forward into a three-legged vinyasa, so a three-legged plank pose, or you can tap that foot down. Lower down, vinyasa. Back bend of choice, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. This time we lift the left leg to the sky, inhale. Exhale, lift a little bit higher. Inhale, pull it up. Exhale, hug your knee towards your chest and plant the foot down. Oh no, we're not, sorry. Tiger curl. Inhale, three-legged dog, lift. We're only human. Exhale, hug your knee towards your chest. This time, plant the foot down. Squeeze your thighs together. Sweep your arms up strong from the core. Rise up, crescent lunge, 3 breaths. Plug that left hip back as you pull the right hip forward. Lift from your fingertips, grow tall from your hips. Slight bend of the back leg if you need. One more full breath in. Full breath out. Slowly, slowly inhale, reach your fingertips up. Lengthen and exhale, we open out, warrior 2. Back of the mat still. Front toes point forward, back toes in line with the back of the mat. Pull the heels in. Fingertips reach apart. Sink into that left leg. Glance down, see if you can see your left big toe. If not, keep pulling that knee so it moves to the knife edge of the front foot. Take a full inhale, straighten that front leg. As soft as we can with control, lower back down, warrior 2. Twice more, inhale, 3-point pose. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, 3-point pose. Exhale, warrior 2. On your next inhale, straighten that front leg, pivot your right toes to the back of the mat now, and we sink down either a high skandasana, build strength in that right leg. Otherwise, we sink all the way down. Heel can lift. My heel wants to lift on this side always. And either the palms press together, or they can be on the floor. Find your breath. I feel like I'm losing mine. Really lengthen out the exhale. And then if you like, you can trail the right arm out to that right corner of the mat. Reach the left arm to the sky, a bit more balance here. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. And gently start to pivot back to the front of the mat. Pick up your back heel, squeeze your thighs together, rise up, crescent lunge. Take a full breath in, and as you exhale, hands come to the mat. Strong shoulders here. Tuck your back toes and lift that leg without scuffing the mat. All the way up, three-legged dog. As you exhale, option for a three-legged vinyasa, high to low plank, or you can tap the right foot down. Back bend of choice, inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in, full breath out. Keep your hips extending back to the back of the room. So you inhale, reach up onto your tippy toes. Exhale, lower the hips, lower the heels. Inhale, onto the tiptoes. Exhale, lower the heels. Last time, inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, lower the heels. Slowly come down, down, down. Lower the knees onto the mat, back to our tabletop position. And we're gonna come into a seated hip stretch. So, two ways you can do this. If you find sitting cross-legged tight for you, then this is the hip stretch that you want to be at. So cross your legs the most comfortable way possible. And if you want a little bit more, we're going to come into double pigeon. So essentially it's you're sitting cross-legged, but your ankle stacks on top of your knee and your knee stacks on top of your ankle. It's okay to have a bit of space. If you can see, I've got a bit of space here because I've got a really tight hip at the moment. You can place a cushion or a block underneath there. Or you can just come down a dial, come down a notch and just cross the legs. So wherever we're at, we're trying to stack joints on joints. Either choose to stay upright. You can support your back by trailing the hands just behind you, press the heart forward. See if you can get soft through the knee joints. Otherwise, you can start to bring the hands out in front and fold down. That's a bit more of an intense stretch. And for my knee today, for my old little injured knee, I want to be upright. So that's where I'll be. Again, it's about meeting the body where it's at. Sometimes it's about honoring limitations. Let's take 3 rounds of breath here. Whenever your 3 rounds are complete, take your time. Simply going to unravel the legs. Bring your legs nice and wide, lean back onto your hands, and windscreen wipe the legs forwards and backwards. Allow the hips to pick up a little bit. This is really nice internal and external rotation of your hip joints and your hip flexors, the front of the thighs. And then we're going to switch sides. So if you were just in your easy seat, cross your legs the way that doesn't feel natural, so the other way that we did. Otherwise, you're going to switch sides in your double pigeon, ankle on knee, knee on ankle, as long as you do the other side that we did the last time. And so this side feels a lot more comfortable. My hips are really different, as everyone's is. So either choosing to stay upright, focus on your breath, or you can come forward and fold over the front leg. If you're in a bit more of a forward fold, see if you can just hug that chin to chest, really soften the back of the neck. Keep a gentle pressure in your palms, but soften through the shoulders. And let's breathe into where we feel that sensation to the outer hip. Maybe you can tune in again to the sounds in your space. See if we can hold our awareness in this present moment. And at the end of your next exhale, slowly coming back up, releasing down. Come all the way onto the mat. Actually, I'm going to give you 3 options. If you have a wall, feel free to shimmy your way up onto the wall, and you can come into a nice supported waterfall pose or Viparita Karani. Oh, bit uncomfortable without a mat, but let your legs just rest against a wall. You can place a cushion underneath your hips if it's a bit hard. Otherwise, if you don't have a wall, you can do this without one. Just place your hands. I'm going to shimmy back onto the mat. Place your hands under your hips. And then just let your legs extend long. So you're slightly tilting your hips towards your chest. And it's about getting nice and heavy through the legs. If you would like a bit more of an energizing inversion, you're going to hug your elbows in underneath towards your ribs, and then a little rock of your legs up towards the sky. Hang on to your lower back here. I'm going to see if we can press the toe mounds up towards the sky and support the lower back as we stack the feet over the hips. And then nice and strong through the shoulder blades. So the weight's not going into my neck. My shoulders are taking the weight. That's why we call this shoulder stand. So if you're in Viparita Karani, legs are up on the wall or underneath your hands. And nice and low, get heavy, stay where you are. If you're in shoulder stand and you want to play, see if you can drop one leg down. Perhaps it comes overhead. Maybe it touches down onto the mat. Maybe it doesn't. You can have a play with both legs. If your toes can touch down over your head without pressuring your neck, then feel free to release your hands. If your toes don't make contact with the ground, stay supporting the lower back. If you're in your plow pose, press your inner thighs up towards the sky. And as you exhale, let's all bend the knees. Or deaf man's pose, so your knees come either side of your ears. To a little ball. Keep pressing your hips up. And then slowly straighten back through the legs. And we lower back down one vertebrae at a time. See if you can do this with control from your belly. Press the palms into the earth. If you're in Viparita Karani, just come all the way down. Release the feet down. Hug the knees to the chest. And you can finish up your practice here. So shavasana, lying legs extended or soles of the feet come together, knees come wide, just as mine have. I have 10 rounds of breath here. If you'd like to transition to a seated position, perhaps a little morning meditation, or you can continue on your breath pattern that we started this morning's practice with. So there's a few options here. Wherever you are, if you're choosing shavasana, meditation, or breathing practice, give yourself about a minute of your time to sit in stillness, to absorb your practice this morning, and give yourself a moment to enjoy your day. I'm going to leave you right here. Thank you very much for practicing with me, and we'll see you again soon.